Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about the delay and difficulty. I don't know why, but every once in a while I have to get out, like totally log out and log back in before the live stream will go into effect. So sorry about that. We should be live now. Let me get to my channel just to make sure. It would help if I turned on my Wi-Fi here on my phone. I actually have to turn my Wi-Fi off when I go for a walk, or it like tries to pick up like different Wi-Fis as I go through the neighborhood, and it just causes issues. So I just use my cellular data as I walk through the neighborhood, if that makes sense. And I have to turn it back on when I get back to my house. So that's what I'm doing right now. Says there's a couple of you in here already, so hello. Okay, so we should be good to go right now. And as you can see, as normal, I have ES up here on the screen. Looks like we're trying to break the 20 here. We've tested it 1, 2, now for the third time on the 30-minute chart. So we're going to see, is it going to hold or is it going to break? And if it breaks, then we have opening price level. And if we get through that, we should get down here to this area, right? Okay, you see this here. We had a rally, base, rally, and then we kind of chopped, and then we rallied higher. That's if we can break through. If it holds again, okay, what could happen? We could form a J hook, right, and head back up. So not sure what's going to happen. I saw some people on Twitter today, other trading room owners, mentors, coaches, whatever you want to call them. And several of them said we were going to 3,000 today. That's what they believe, right? I mean, based on their type of analysis. Didn't really see too many that thought we were going lower. And I mean, so far, right? So far, we went higher, pretty strong. Okay, it's all relative, right? We opened at 29.54, and we've been as high as 29.75.75. Still inside of the supply zone. We went right up to the very tippy top of it, and then we sort of sold off fairly strong. Okay, other than right here, bulls came back in and tried to push it up. Okay, but they couldn't, right? We never took out the top of this Dragonfly Doji, came back down, tested it again, went back up, relaxed, poked our head down. Now it's trying to push back up again. So there's definitely a lot of buying pressure from the bulls, for sure. I mean, there's no doubt. But when we got up here to the top of the supply zone, before it would break out, sellers came in and pushed us back down. And let's see, I'll tell you, that was 75.50 down to 56.25. So not quite $20, right? That's what I mean by it's all relative. This really isn't that big of a move, okay, from here to here. But, you know, based on the action that was leading up to it, right here where we were just basically ranging, that was a pretty nice pop to the upside. Now, I'm going to show you, looks like we got somebody else that just joined us, so hello. I'm going to show you where this zone comes from. Actually, I need to go to the 15-minute. Scroll back over, and right there it is. Might have to widen this out just a bit. It should all fit on the screen and go back to normal candles. At least I thought it would. There we go. I'll come back this way. There. Oh, almost had it. Trying to get it to fit on the screen here. Okay. So on the 15-minute chart, you can see, actually I do have to scroll this way. We had this sharp rally up. We talked about this the other day, and then immediately a strong drop. No basing candle. No basing candle. So this is not an ideal supply zone, but because you have this sharp of a pivot, okay? I mean, it's like this, right? That's about 80 degrees up and about 80 degrees back down. So that was sharp up, sharp back down. You should see some resistance somewhere in there. Now, over here, we got up to it. We kind of backed down. We got up to it. We kind of back. Actually, this candle actually came all the way down here. I was watching it, and then it came back up, and we went right up to the tippy top. And when I say the tippy top, the highest point of this wick is 29.76.25, and as high as we've been today is 29.75.75. So within 2 ticks of breaking through, we came up. We sort of based, we made another rally up, and then we had this sell-off. Okay, and this is on the 15-minute. It's just easier to see this on the 15-minute. So we haven't broke through it yet, okay, but we have spent some time in there. And when you spend time in a zone, you're doing what? You're chewing up the supply. So let's go back to the 30-minute just for a second. All right, and now, let's see if we can get it. There we go. So when you are in the zone, now in the 30-minute, you can see here, we went up, we had this nice little resting candle. That's, you might remember, I said something in the room about it, okay? Are we getting tired? And was that going to be the sign that we were going to start rolling over? Or was this just a resting candle to make another attempt higher? Well, obviously, it was just a resting candle. We made another pop to the upside, which, let me see here, was only good for $3.75. I mean, you could have maybe made a couple of bucks. And I'm going to talk about something new on futures. I've chatted with a couple of you privately about it, not excluding anybody else, just others was chatting with me about something, and I brought this up. I'd asked a question of one of our premium members who I know likes to trade ES, if they were trading standard contracts or options. It appears almost everybody in our premium room, at least, have been trading options, and that's what I predominantly trade. In the past, I've occasionally traded standard contracts. I might as well talk about it right now. I was going to save it for a little bit later, but we'll just talk about it since we're already talking about it. So standard contracts, first of all, what are the downsides of standard contracts? So when you're trading futures, and anybody who's looked into it, and if you've got approved for a futures account with some broker, especially if it's a traditional broker, and what I mean by traditional is like your big boys, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, you know who I'm talking about. Those kind of those kind of platforms, brokers, I should say. The downside of trying to play standard futures contracts are how expensive they are. So with most brokers, they're somewhere between around $4,000 to $7,000 per contract. Now on ES, let's just do the math. Okay, you can make $50 a point or $12.50 a tick, 4 ticks in a point. So do you really want to have $4,000 to $7,000 in play? And there are brokers that are higher than that, actually. There's some brokers that are actually higher than that. Do you want to have $4,000 to $7,000 in play to only be able to make $50 per point? Some people, they think that that's fine. Okay. Now, here's another downside. Most brokers, and I'm saying most, not all, most brokers do not allow you to place stops on futures. Okay, I'm talking about mechanical stops, right? So you have to do it manually. So now let's go back. You have $4,000 to $7,000 at risk for a $50 per point move, what happens if some news event comes out and the market just starts plummeting, right? And you were long. Okay, you've got to go in and create that order and keep trying to get filled. You guys saw me the other day on a live stream. On one of them, it took me 3 tries before I could get filled on a manual stop. Okay, now that's not common, right? Most of the time you can get yourself stopped out fairly quick, but that is, again, standard contract, a lot of money in play for a pretty small per point move. Okay, $50 obviously could add up over time, right? When you get 5 or 10 or 15 point moves, right? But you always want to protect your capital. You always want to err on the side of caution. And we know that the market can plunge at any time, right? Let's just look at the screen here. Look, this was yesterday, right? We all seen this. And what happened? A couple of news events came out at the same time. The thing about Moderna, I believe is how you pronounce it, that their trial might not have been as accurate. Actually, it was a small trial size, if I remember right. So they were saying there wasn't enough data. And then at the same time, there was a headline about Congress seeing the need that they might have to do another stimulus package, and there could be some fighting. Now, they've come out today, I'm sure at the request of some PR people, and they've said, oh, no. We don't anticipate there's going to be much fighting. Okay, because I think, in my opinion, that has had as much to do with this yesterday as the mRNA, I think is the symbol for Moderna. They came out at about the same time. And here was the plunge. All right, so again, let's go back. If you're playing standard contracts and you're long up here, especially maybe you were playing the break of this candle, okay, and you're long and you can't place a mechanical stop, boom, and that happens, you're crushed, right? This candle alone was 58, 25 bucks, $25 candle. So what is 25 times 50? $1,250 right there. $1,250 you could have lost on that single candle if you couldn't have got yourself stopped out. So those are the negatives of playing a standard contract. Or even over here, this was a bigger candle. This is probably, I'm guessing, about 30 bucks. Yeah, almost a $30 candle here. So those are the negatives. Here is the positive or positives. So number one, you get $12.50 per tick, or $50 per point, or $500 per 10 points, okay, per contract. The reason I say that's a positive is when you're playing options, right? It depends on where you entered. Are you in the money, at the money, near the money, or out of the money? All of that factors in, right? So like, what is the delta? Is it an expiry day? Is it not an expiry day? What is the volatility like in the market that day? Are premiums fluctuating up and down? So on options, and I sent a message to Grayson about this because I'm going to talk about what I'm going to try out here, probably starting either tomorrow or Friday. The big advantage of playing a standard contract is you have none of those fluctuations. If it moves one tick, you just made $12.50. If it moves 4 ticks, which is $1, you just made 50 bucks. If it moves 10 ticks, you just made $500. So just in the last, let's say, couple of weeks, I noticed on about a 6 to 10 point move, because I'm mostly playing either near the money or out of the money. Sometimes I play at the money, and I almost never play in the money. So sometimes I play at the money, but a lot of the times I'm either near the money, which would be like 1 strike away from at the money, or I'm playing out of the money, several strikes away from at the money. what I've noticed is that on a 5 to 6 to 10 tick move, or 10 point move, not tick, 10 point move, I might make 100 to 150, if I'm lucky, 175 or 200 on that type of a move playing options. Depends on how fast or slow it happens. Okay, if I was playing a standard contract, I make 500 bucks if it moves 10 ticks. There's no question, right? Doesn't matter what else is going on. And if it took it an hour to make that move, or if it made that move in 2 or 3 minutes, you'll make your 500 bucks. Now it's the same way going down. You're going to lose $12.50 for every tick it goes against you. But you take out all of that vacillation, all of that volatility when you play standard contracts. So the majority of professional futures scalpers that I know, the majority of them only play standard contracts. And it's just for the reasons I just gave you. Okay. They don't have to worry about something going against them and just absolutely crushing them with, not being able to get out. They know that volatility doesn't matter. If it moves a certain number of ticks, they make a certain amount of money, or if it goes against them a certain number of ticks, they make or lose a certain amount of money. It's just all straightforward. Okay, so now the whole reason I haven't played standard contracts very much, I have played them once in a while, is because of that big capital investment. Well, somebody had reached out to me and they said, you should check into some of these future-only brokers. They only deal with futures. And I said, well, why would I want to do that? Because I like to trade everything. However, you guys know just by looking, about 90% of the time I do trade ES, okay, which is a future. They said, well, the advantage is, and there's only a few of them out there, they cater to active day traders who trade futures. Now, you can trade more than ES, right? You can trade oil, you can trade gold, you can trade soybeans, you could trade cattle, you could trade currencies. Okay, it's not forex, it's futures, but you can trade the euro, you can trade the dollar, you can trade the yen, you can trade, I think it's the Australian dollar. We can look here in a minute because I'm going to take you to this one platform I'm going to try out. So they cater to active day traders. And again, I'm thinking, but what's the benefit to me? Well, there's only a few of these sites out there, or brokers, but the ones who do, if you trade during the day, now regular trading hours for futures, like regular trading hours for stocks is 9:30 to 4 p.m. Regular trading hours for futures is 9:15 to 4 p.m., almost identical. If you trade between those hours, so that's what they consider the day trading time, you can get contracts, standard contracts, for $550 each. $550. Not $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $550 each. And you still get paid $12.50 a tick. And the platform I'm going to show you, you can play stops. Okay, now you can do it mechanically, and doing it mechanically is actually probably even better, but you can play stops. So you can have mechanical stops if you want. You don't have to, because they also offer a bunch of other functions for active day traders. So professional active day traders, whether it's stocks, forex, futures, they're typically using sites that give them very fast execution. They usually want a level 2, right? They usually want time and sales, and then they want something called hotkeys. And it's just what it sounds like if you've never heard of that before. Hotkeys are, you can program functions into your computer where you only have to hit 2 keys and it executes whatever you want it to do. So maybe you want it to buy at the market. I'm just making this up because I haven't set mine up yet. But Maybe you want to buy one contract at the market. You just hit like B1. You set up whatever keys you want. It doesn't have to be B1, but I'm just thinking in my mind, buy 1, buy 2, buy 3, buy 4, buy 5, whatever. Okay? Conversely, you can exit your position that fast. So maybe you either have like sell might be S, or maybe somebody for exit might want X. Same thing. S1, right? S2, depending on how many contracts you're looking to get out of, or vice versa, get into. That fast. I mean, in a split second, you're in and out. You're in and out. Okay, so what a lot of these guys that I know who are professional day trading scalpers of futures, they don't set mechanical stops. They're just using their hotkeys. So if a position starts to go against them and they know what their risk tolerance is, they just exit the position. You can even set it up to where you have a hotkey that just exits all positions at the market. Now, I usually only trade one thing at a time. Sometimes I may have 2 things going at once, but I'm not the kind of guy that's trading 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 different things at a time. But you can set up a hotkey, exit all positions immediately, and you're out. Okay, so maybe somebody's playing the market or a sector, and they've got a bunch of names in that sector, and they see the market all of a sudden rolls over and starts to go against them. They can just hit a certain hotkey, and it exits them out of all of their positions at the market immediately. All right, so those are the advantages of being able to do that. See, we got a couple more folks that joined us. So I don't know who's in here today. Not everybody, you haven't let me know, but welcome to whoever's here. So what we're talking about is a futures-only platform. So let me show you the one that was recommended to me. I did some research. They seem to have good reviews. I applied for, now it did take a while. I applied for the account, and I just got approved yesterday. I think it was yesterday right before market close. It takes a day to fund. That's as quick as they'll do it. So I sent a wire in today, and it said it takes 1 day for it to fund your account. You can also do ACH or you can do check, but ACH is 5 days, and a check I think is 5 days after they receive the check. So I just sent them some money by a wire. So hopefully it'll be in there tomorrow. I want to play around with it for a couple of days. I have been playing around on the demo to see how easy it is. So let me take you to it first. Okay, so it's called TradeOvate, and some of you may have heard of it before. All right, so here's the platform. Oh, and another thing I like is they're compatible. I have a MacBook Pro. It's compatible because it's web-based. It's compatible with anything, a Windows or a Mac computer. And then for mobile, they have Android or iOS. And all of their systems, all of their platforms. If I was on my phone, it's doing the same things and it's seeing the same information as I have here on my computer, on my laptop, or vice versa. Now, I shouldn't say the screen's not going to look exactly the same, but it's all integrated together. Not all brokers are like that. You can set up, I'm still playing around. I don't know if this is how I'm going to leave my, my screen set up for now, but you can set it up where you have like, 6 different things showing, or 3 things vertically, or just 2, or just 1, or whatever you want to do. Hang on one second here. You can take a chart. Now I got to figure out where it's at again. Oh, right here. You can take a chart and make it full screen if you want. All right. So you can do that. Hey, there we go. Chin, Riz, Tammy. Yeah, so Tammy's using TradeOvate. Awesome. And yes, you can definitely trade right off the chart. So if you want to, you can place your trades right here on the chart, like Tammy's saying. I personally believe until I play around with it some more, I'm probably just going to do it through hotkeys because it's so fast. Like I said, S1, B1, whatever, however I set them up. Okay, but any chart you're looking at, you can make it be the full screen. They have a decent amount of indicators. I can never remember. There they are. Okay, they've got a decent, if I click on this, it'll expand, and that's what they have for channel indicators. Here's all their moving averages. Somebody had asked me about the Hull moving average not too long ago. They have it in here. Here's your oscillators. These are all the different oscillators they have. They've got all the popular ones. Come back over here, volatility. Okay, there's your ATR. There's your ATR right there. Bollinger Band width. Okay, standard deviation volatility. I'll probably add that to mine because that is something I like to watch. Volume based. I'm just trying to show you some of this stuff. Okay, there's VWAP, Money Flow Index. I used to use Money Flow Index. It's called MFI. I stopped using it. That was an indicator I used to use a while ago. Don't use it anymore, obviously, but they have that in there. Okay, average directional index, parabolic SAR, all kinds of stuff. Volume, which I already have down here. And then you can explore community indicators, obviously people who use the community. So it's not going to be think or swim, right? You're not going to have like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of options when it comes to indicators, but they got everything you need. And if you want, like through my research, I know some people who go through this broker to place their trades, but then they use either Thinkorswim or TradingView. And by the way, they're a partner with TradingView. You can link TradeOvate and TradingView together and use the TradingView platform, but your trades will be executed through TradeOvate. So that's something else that they have. I think there's a few platforms that they can link to. I'm going to try it just the way it is to begin with. I mean, I may eventually, link it to TradingView or something like that, but I'm gonna probably play around with it the way it is first. So again, you can expand your chart, then you can bring it back in. You can configure. Now, my laptop, right? The screen's only so big. If you have some big monitor, you can actually put more stuff on. If you have multiple screens, you can detach any one of they call them modules instead of windows. You can detach any module and put it over onto another screen, another monitor, if you've got multiple monitors. Or, okay, what I'm starting to do, you can have multiple tabs on a single module. So like here, I have ES, there's the day. So I could see if I want to, let me bring it out. We're green on the day, right? So very quickly, okay, here's what we're doing on the 15-minute. I can scroll in and out if I want. That's what we're doing on the 15-minute. Here's the 30-minute, which I really like, right? And up here's the 5-minute. Now I'm still just playing around, guys. I might end up changing this. All right, up here's the 5-minute. So very quickly, all I'd have to do, okay, we're green on the 5. Let me get down here. We're green on the 30. We're green on the 15. In fact, we're just changing. Oh, and they have these countdown tickers. Now you have to turn them on, but it'll count down and tell you when the candle's going to change. Okay, and we're green on the day. So there'd be full time frame agreement right now if somebody was trying to make a long play, right? That's how quickly you could go through it. You wouldn't even have to have every chart up on your screen. You could just look, green, green, green. Every one of them are green, the 5, the 15, the 30, and the day, right? So if somebody was trying to play something, I'm just making this up right now. If you're trying to play something long here on the 5-minute, you very quickly could tell, hey, okay, everything is green. Now over here is the DOM, the depth of market. You can place trades on here, okay, by clicking, or you can buy market, sell market just by clicking. All right, all this is a demo account right now. Obviously, I don't have 50 grand in in a brand new account. I always start with something smaller, and if I like it, then I add to it. All right, but I'm just going to show you how easy this is. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, and you can turn this off too. They call this a confirmation screen. So all you got to do is go into the settings, and if you want it to be just one click, okay.
Order filled.
Okay, order filled, it tells me. But if you want that to just be one click with no confirmation, you just change it in the settings. Now, if you watch right here, it's going to tell you if it's in parentheses, you're losing money, right? If it's in profit, I can't remember. It might either say green or profit up here, but the parentheses won't be around it. Okay, there we go. Even. Okay, I'm just watching right now. Okay, just watch right up here, and it'll tell you in real time what's going on. Okay, even. Now, like a lot of people, do I watch the DOM? Okay, $25 in profit, $37.50.
Order filled.
Boom, I'm out. Okay, I wouldn't probably do it that fast, but okay, we just made $37.50 like that, just by clicking the buttons. Okay, didn't have to go in. If you want, they have order tickets, right? That's what they're called. You fill them out, you put them in, you submit. Do you want to say yes? You click it in. That's way too long, right? For a day trader. Now, if you're taking, or a scalper especially, if you're taking longer term trades, no big deal, okay? But to either just click, now I would definitely turn off the confirmation, okay? And again, what I mean by confirmation is this. It'll pop up another window. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, cancel. But if you want it to be even faster, you turn that off, and as soon as you click this, it's gonna buy right at the market. And then when you want out, as soon as you click that, it's gonna sell right at the market. So that's how fast it is. They have all kinds of other stuff. I mean, I'm only just, again, and I'm not trying to sell you guys on TradeOvate. I could care less. I'm showing you what I'm going to try. And the reason I'm going to try it is because you can get standard contracts for, basically right around 500 bucks. And then there's no more worrying about the fluctuation of options, right? Now, options are fine. I've played options for years and years and years and years and years. I'm not saying I'm going to stop playing options, but because I am a day trader and a scalper, and I primarily play ES, which is a futures. Now, you can play anything. Let's do this, new chart. Let's look for oil. Why is it not bringing it up? Hang on a second. Maybe I just have, there we go. I just had to hit CL. Yes, Chin, it's standard contracts. All right, so up here, okay, that's oil right there. There's oil. You can have as many tabs as will fit up here, and they don't have to be, like down here, these are all ES, and that's how I want them, but you could have ES, you could have oil, you could have gold, you could have the euro, you could have the dollar, so on and so forth. And that's all you do is you just click on here and you type in, like, if I want the euro. Okay, and then it even has different types of euro contracts. All right, but if I want the euro, okay, right there's the euro. Right here. Okay, 30-minute euro. Now I can change it, right? It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. I can make it whatever time frame I want. Do I want it to be 5 minutes? Now it's 5 minutes. Okay, you just drag your screen anywhere you want it. You can scroll in and out, okay, like that. Oh, another thing is once you're in a, I think they call it a workspace, whatever I do, if my charts are linked, just like if you guys are familiar with Thinkorswim or a lot of trading platforms, you see all these little green dots, okay, they're linked. They're linked. Now this one is gray, right? And so would this one be, because I haven't linked them to anything yet. But if I link them, all the charts will be the same, and whatever one I'm on, that will be the DOM that it gives me. Okay, that'll be the DOM, the depth of market. Oh, another thing I forgot to show, let me go back to ES here real quick, is right there is your time and sales. Okay, so if you're somebody who likes that, now you guys know I typically watch it if you get to, okay, like right here. Okay, that'd be a crucial level if we got back up to here, right? Because it got up to it, spent a lot of time, moved away. So if we get back up there, that's the kind of time that I would look at time and sales and kind of see what's going on. I don't know if you can adjust these or not. Yeah, volume filter right here. All right. So if I only want to see 5 contracts or more, see how quickly it already changed it. So now I'm only seeing orders that go through that are 5 contracts or more. That slows it down a little bit because it's weeding out the onesie, twosie, threesies. So now I'm only seeing the bigger ones. I think on Thinkorswim, you have to go straight to 10 or more, I believe is the lowest setting. I kind of like 5 though, because 5 is still 500 shares. 5 contracts is controlling 500 shares. Okay, so Chin, you're asking about the commissions. They have 3 different, they call them membership levels. There's free, meaning it doesn't cost you anything, but then the commissions are slightly higher. I'm going off memory, but I'm going to say around $2 to $2.20 per contract if you're using the free. Okay, something around there. You can go onto their website, TradeOvate.com, and go right to pricing, and then it'll show you. Then they have, I think they call it active or advanced. That's probably the one I'm going to start with. It's $99 a month, and it significantly reduces the commissions, and it gives you just a couple of other upgrades that don't come with the free membership. And then they have one they call commission free. Now, the only thing about commission free is it's I want to say it's $2,400 a year, and you have to pay it yearly. So you have to pay $2,400 up front to get commission-free trading. Now, if you're somebody who trades a ton, that would be well worth it, right? I was watching somebody the other day, and I'm trying to remember, oh gosh, I think he said in 1 week he had like $4,000 worth of commissions. Okay, because they're trading, if you're an active scalper or day trader, right, you're trading in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. Now, as long as you're making profit, and that's what his whole point was. He's like, I could care less, right? If I ended up the week after commissions, right, after commissions, if you ended the week $10,000 to the positive, you could care less that you spent $4,000 in commissions, right? That's, I believe that too. Now, there's some people that are like, oh, no, I'm not going to pay that kind of commission. Well, there's a lot of professional day trading platforms out there that are way higher than that. And on equities, you know, here in the United States, most big brokers, you can get commission-free trading, but they don't offer all the features for an active day trader. So there's platforms like Lightspeed comes to mind. You got to pay. You got to pay for the platform, and I think they do have a rebate if you trade so much, and you have to pay commissions, and it's based on the number of shares you trade each month, and you're basically paying for the speed and the different options that they cater to an active day trader with, right? And so at the end of a month, somebody may look and say, oh my gosh, you know, I'm just making a number up, I spent, you know, $8,000 in commissions this month. Well, that's a lot as long as you didn't make a bunch of money. But let's say you made $50,000 in profit after commissions. Okay. I always say this to my kids. I try to teach this to my kids. You always have to look at the value of an exchange. So if every month somebody said, you hand me $8,000, I'll give you $50,000, would you make that transaction? Absolutely, right? If it was just as simple as that, you hand me $8,000, I'll hand you $50,000. No strings attached. That's called the value of a transaction. So that's the way I look at it. But yes, go to TradeOvate.com. Just click on pricing. You can see all, they're very transparent with all their fees. Let's see here, just making sure there's no other questions. But you can see how easy it is, right? That's another thing. They only offer it if you do the active or you do the top of the line one. You can get market replay, so you can go back in time. Now, if you're on the free membership, you have to pay. Again, don't hold me to this. I want to say it's $49 a month if you want market replay on the free membership. But that's not something that you think you're going to use. Right? It's no big deal. Or maybe you can use like Thinkorswim or something on demand feature if you want to go back in time and look at things. So anyway, I don't want to get too deep into this. Let me show you over here. Okay, when you click on there, here's like all the different things that you can add if you want. There's news, there's spreads. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. You can trade options on here if you want, right? Here's an options chain. Now I have to drag it onto the screen, and then I have to bring up ES, there we go. Select, and I have to get an expiration. Wait a minute here, why is it not? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, there should be an options chain here. I'm just probably doing something wrong. But the chain would be here. You can trade options. Let me get rid of this again. Come on. Oh, I see him down there now. This is weird. This is probably my computer and I'm trying to overload it because I got so many things running right now. See, it's like frozen up. All right. It was starting to pop up. I just didn't give it time. Okay, and I accidentally got rid of that other chart because I wanted to have two here. So if that's the case, all you do is you drag this chart down there, but you can have spreads. You can do spreads, credit spreads, debit spreads. Okay, you just click here, drag that onto your screen and put it wherever you want. You can have an order ticket. Now to me, as a day trader, I don't want an order ticket because it takes too much time. You can have a screen that shows all your orders. So if you're in 3 or 4 different things, even if you're only in one thing, it'll show it, right? It'll show your order. You just drag that over. Activity log, performance. This is pretty cool. Let me see. First of all, let me see about dragging this back over. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. I just wanted to get this back over the way I wanted it. Make this 30 minutes. Okay. I'm still new at this, right? I've only been playing around with it a couple days. Let me see. I think there's some way I can go to performance without bringing it on my screen. At least I thought. Reports, maybe? Performance. This week. Go. Okay, there you go. You guys see that on the screen? I've only been playing around with this like 2 days. So it'll tell you, even on your live account. See this right here? Number of trades, 5. Number of contracts, 10. Average trade time, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. Longest trade, 5 minutes, 26 seconds. Profitable trades, boy, 80%, like that, right? Again, I was just playing around with it here. So expectancy, obviously that's like your average win, 25 bucks. Total P&L on those 5 trades, 112.10. Winning trades, 4. Down here's your losing trades. one losing trade, total loss, gives you all the same metrics. P&L history, cumulative without fees. So without fees, 125 bucks. After fees, what did it say? $112.10. Okay, so that's after the commissions and fees. Distribution, P&L for time of day. I mean, look at all this stuff. It's pretty cool, right? And then here's your trades right there. All the way down at the bottom, they have them listed out for you. Okay. Again, I wasn't even trying to necessarily be profitable. I was trying to, how easy is it to get in and out, watching things on the screen, so don't just take all of this with a grain of salt. I wasn't trying to make money or not lose money. I just wanted to do these things. But it gives you all kinds of stuff. This is what they call performance. So you don't have to have this up on your screen. It's, where was it? Reports. So you just click over there and you can see it. Now you can have that as a tab on your screen if you want. I just don't necessarily want it. Okay. What is this over here? Oh, that's just showing your activity. See that? It's just showing your activity. And then you can dismiss them. And then the next time you do something, it's going to start popping that up over there. So if you want to go and see what your recent activity was, just click right there. It's, to me, for something that is, it's catered to one thing. And when I say one thing, I'm talking about futures, day trading futures. That's what this is catered to. And the fact that they give you the advantages that the bigger brokers don't give you, I think, that's why I thought it was worth a shot. So I'm going to let everybody know how it goes. If I like it and I find that I can operate it very quickly and smoothly, this is the platform I'll probably start using. And I've told you guys before, Grace and I have been talking about it. I might start recording at least the first couple hours of the day when I'm actively day trading. So maybe from 9 o'clock to 11 or 9 to 11:30, something like that. And I'll have it live. And you guys, obviously, most of you probably have your notifications bell turned on. So whenever I'm live, you can just click on and watch. Now, that will not be a time that I'll be conversing back and forth, but you could watch and you could see, okay, all right, I see why he took that trade. Oh, I see why he exited there. Right? Or I can see where, his profit target was. I'm just obviously making stuff up right now. You can move this around. So maybe, I'm just making something up. Maybe I take a trade when this, clears right there. Why? Because as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles couldn't get over this. But if this candle breaks it, and then maybe right up here, let's see what that is. 229, so 29.67, and then gets up to the top of here, 29.74.75, but even 29.74, $7 move, 7 times 12.50 is what? I don't even know. I'd have to do it on my computer or on my calculator because I'm not good with quick math in my head. 7 times 50. Because it'd be a $7 move. So 7 times 50, that's easy. 350 bucks, right? So if that broke there and I entered and then I exited up here at 74, because I wouldn't want to let it get all the way to the top, okay, you would know why. Because I would verbalize it while I was trading, and you would be able to see this as well. You'd be able to see this. So now the only thing, let me see something here. Somebody who uses this system was telling me that they thought, and they might be right, that they thought you couldn't hide your account number. I'll have to play around with that. because he said somebody tried to, a scammer tried to get into his account. Somebody caught it. He was warned, you know, because you get alerts like, hey, somebody's trying to log into your account from an unknown device, that kind of stuff. And they figured out that the guy, because he was doing live day trading, the guy had his account number and was some sort of a scammer and figured out a way to log in to his account. But he got warned, and they were able to, you know, thank goodness for him, it wasn't some kind of big catastrophe. But I'll play around with that. Okay, but anyway, you guys would be able to see that in real time. Anybody would. I would just turn it on every day that I was trading. I don't necessarily trade every single day, but let me get back over here. Then that way you guys could watch in real time. And again, I would verbalize it. Like if this was, you know, something that I was taking down here, okay, I would say while it's happening, all right, if this candle breaks above here because we've had resistance across this level after a move down, and this candle was an outside candle of this was an inside candle, right? Inside, then we went outside. If we take the top of that out, I think it would be highly probable that we're going to at least get back up and test up here where we pivoted. Okay, I'm going to go long right here at 66, and my target's 29.74. And boom, you would watch it playing out in real time, right? So like, I'll just enter this because it doesn't matter. See how quickly it enters the order, excuse me. All right, so I'm already up 50, 60, 75. Okay, now back down to 50. All right, we'll just watch this for a minute or two. Okay, and you can see the depth of market there, $100. Okay, if I just wanted $100, I could get out right now. Okay, I'm just watching it.
Order filled.
All right, I got out. I think it actually came down on me a little bit. Let's go over here and look. I'm just trying to show you. All right, let's look here. Click to view. Trying to. Okay, I entered there. Where was my exit point? Oh, that's where I exited. Okay. 29.70.25. Again, guys, I'm brand new with this. There we go. Okay, so entered at 29.68.75 and then sold at 29.70. Okay, we'll figure this out. Give me 1 second. 29.68.75. And there's my exit. 29.70.25 minus 29.68.75 times 1250. 75 bucks. So yeah, it came back down a little bit before I was able to get out. Okay, but you can see how quickly you can get in and out of a trade. Now, especially right now, I haven't turned the confirmation thing off. In that case, as soon as you hit it, it executes. It's that fast. Ha, chin. Wish it was a real trade. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But you can see what I'm talking about. So while I'm trading, somebody be able to see my screen right here, and they would. Oh, and that's another thing. Maybe it doesn't do it until I have it turned on. When you enter a trade, it tells you. I think it tells you over here. I'm just going to enter a trade just because I want to see.
Order filled.
Yes, it shows you. See right over here? It shows you the profit and loss. See right through here? Now that's something you can either turn on or off. I don't know why somebody wouldn't want to have it on. Right? So you know if price gets up to 29.72, you're going to make $100 from where you entered. Right? It's showing you right here where you entered. Okay? This green arrow means that's where you entered and you went long. If I sold short right there, it'd be a red arrow pointing down. That would mean you entered there and sold short. Okay? Now obviously I wasn't doing this to try to be profitable on the trade because you can see it's going against me. But I think this is a really nice feature right here. So as it moves, it tells you, okay, if you exit right here or right here, and it'll go all the way up. Okay? It'll go all the way up. So if price all of a sudden takes off one direction or another, you always know where you're at. Now the difference, obviously, between this and options trading, I'm just going to make something up. Okay, so let's say you entered here on an options trade, and it spiked up to $29.75. Okay, that's $250 profit. And let's just say that was here. Okay, let's just say that was here. It really kind of is. And it got up there, and then it bounced back a couple of dollars. So down to $29.73. Well, you're still $150 in the profit. You exit right there, you made $150. If that was an options trade, first of all, you probably wouldn't have already been up to $250. Okay, it depends, right? If you bought in the money or at the money, maybe, depending on how quickly it went up there. But you probably wouldn't be at $250. And if it bounced back against you $2, pretty much all your profit would be gone, right? Because that's a small move to begin with. But when you're trading a standard contract, none of that matters because it's just by the tick, right? So if it went up there and then it bounced all the way back to 273 on an options trade, that may have been all your profit, whatever it was, gone. That quick. But when you're playing a standard contract, you can still exit right there and make $150. So that's another pro or another advantage of trading the standard contracts. Okay, I see our 30-minute candle. It must be power hour. Yep. Okay, our candle just changed down here on the 30-minute. And again, if I want to see this full screen, there we go. Okay, you just make it full screen. It's right up here. Okay, so, and you can put, I haven't went through and added my support and resistance lines yet or any of that. I mean, again, I keep saying it over and over again, not trying to beat a dead horse, but I've just started playing around with this in the last couple of days. So basically, their charting features are similar. There are just not as many of them as TradingView. Because they kind of partner with TradingView and you can connect the two, they do it so that it feels very similar to TradingView. Okay, so Chin, let me go back. Yes, I'll definitely do that. All right, so when you're trading options on futures, the advantage of options is if you get a big move and it happens very quickly. Okay, so when I say big, it's relative, but let's say you got a 10 or 15 point move and it happened in a matter of just a couple of minutes. Okay, so right here's where I entered, 29.70, and let's just say a $10 move we know is going to be $500. That's going to be right there. If it happened really, really fast on an options trade, it's conceivable you could make more than $500 if you bought at the money or in the money, okay? And it went up that fast. Okay, that's the power of an options trade, especially on bigger moves. I'm talking $15, $20. Okay, but then the downside, and this is what we were just talking about. Let's just say that price spiked up to $29.80, which was a $10 move from where I entered. I know with a standard contract, I've made 500 bucks. But then let's say that all of a sudden it bounces back $4. So that's going to take us down to here, $29.76. Well, on an options trade, if it went up 10 bucks and then in the blink of an eye, it bounced because it hit a resistance level or it hit a moving average or whatever, and it dropped $4 in the blink of an eye, it's pretty much going to wipe out all your profit on a $10 move, right? But on a standard contract, it's just by the tick. So none of that volatility matters. You're still $300 in the profit in green. So even if that happened, you could just exit and you made 300 bucks. Whereas if that was an options trade and it spiked up 10 bucks and maybe it kind of waffled there for a little bit and then all of a sudden it dropped like $4 all of a sudden, got to bounce off of that level, it's pretty much going to wipe out your profit. I mean, you might still have some, you might still be a little bit green, but you're not going to be $300 green. So you could just exit right there and you still made 300 bucks. That's a great trade, right? So when you're playing standard contracts, you're in no way does volatility matter to you or the length of the move other than this is for day traders, right? So you only get to buy these contracts at that price between 9:15 and 4 p.m. Okay, you can't be playing them overnight. Then they have different rates for that, right? There's way more risk to hold something overnight. So then you're going to pay more to be able to do that. Okay, Chin, I see you said you got it, but that's really the main difference. Is you're taking the volatility and the time factor, other than it has to happen during a day, out of the equation, right? So one of the best examples I could give. Let's say you bought something right over here at 29.32, and you held it. Let's see, what time was that? That was 4 a.m. And it was an expiry day, and you held it, and you're still holding it right over here. Okay, so we are now at 29. What was that? 29.67. Right up here. I'm sorry. Yeah, 29.64, 29.65. Okay, you bought it here at, I'm just making the math easy. Let's say 29.30 and it's at 29.65. So that's a $35 move. But you played options and it was an expiry day and it came up and it came back down and now you're over here. You're not going to have anywhere near the profit that you would have if you played a standard contract. Now, obviously, you're not going to buy at 4 in the morning because you can't do that. All right, but let's just say this was 9:30, right? 9:30 in the morning, and it went up 35 bucks. 35 bucks. It'd be 35 times 50. What is that? 35. $1,750, and you'd have no worry about time, premium burn, time decay, premium burn, volatility, none of that comes into play because it's just by the tick, right? So you may have been up here at one time, let's say 29.75. Okay, so you were up 40 bucks at one time, but then it came back against you $10. Right? And even down here, it came down and it bounced off of here. You're still $1,750 to the good. If you were playing an options contract and held it, and again, let's just say that was 9:30 in the morning and we made that nice move up, this move down right there is going to kill you. It's going to kill your profit. And if you're still holding now towards the end of the day, Now, I know most of you guys don't do that. I'm just trying to give you the scenario and why this is a better advantage. There's no way you're going to be near 1,750 profit on an options contract over here. I mean, I can't tell you exactly where you would be, but you're not going to be at 1,750. So those are the advantages. Those are the advantages. Does anybody else have any questions on this? I've went a little bit over today. I kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of what I was going to be trying out. Obviously, I'm going to keep you guys in the loop in the premium room. And then if I like how it goes and everything goes smoothly, look at this. I never exited it because we've been talking. Like I said, this is just a demo account. $212 because it's been going the other direction, right? It went up and now it's reversing. So if I'm just going to let it play for now, we'll see if it starts to come back around. It doesn't really matter. Again, this is just the demo where I'm playing around, but this is real data. Oh, you do have to pay for data. It's not expensive. It's not expensive. I think $16 a month, I believe. It depends on what you're getting. Like I pretty much only trade the things that are on the CME, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And that's going to be like ES. Well, let's do it like this because you guys can see all this. Here's pricing. Okay, so there's the 3 levels. Okay, and the only thing about this one, like I said, you see here, you have to prepay it annually. So that's $2,400. I don't think many people are going to do that right off the bat. Now, if you find out that you really like it and you trade a lot and all that kind of stuff, then this may become worth it at some point to somebody. You can upgrade at any time. It's not like if you start doing this or start doing this that you're then locked out of that for like 12 months. You can upgrade at any time. Okay? And then you click down here, it tells you what's included. All right, there's the streaming market replay. It's included if you get either one of these 2 accounts. Here's your commission on here. If you come over here, you're paying that much per side, but it's actually more than that. You got to remember, it's not just 79 cents. So let's do this. Make it easy so you guys can see this. So it gives you everything, and it tells you what the exchange is too, right? E-mini, NQ, which is NASDAQ, RTY, which is Russell. Those are all on the CME. Okay, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Bitcoin, CME. E-mini mid-cap, CME. Come down here. Mini Russell, CME. Mini S&P. I know a lot of you guys play the MES, the micro minis. That's CME. Micro NASDAQ. Here's the Nikkei. Okay, here's the Nikkei down here. So because that's all I'm going to do. I'm only going to do CME. Okay, look at all these. So here's your currencies. Australian dollar, British pound, Canadian dollar, euro, Japanese yen, Mexican peso, New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. And then they even have minis on some of these. Look at this. And that's all CME. See if there's anything else down through here. Here's wheat CME. Cattle, hogs, right? Live cattle. I know people would trade that stuff. And then here's lumber. So all of those things are on the CME. And then it also shows you over here, okay, now here's the difference. If you're playing it like swing trades, this is what you got to pay. Look at that, $13.2. But if you're day trading it, $5.50 per contract. Huge difference, right? $5.50, $5.50, $5.50. All right, now that's CBOT though. I'm only interested in CME. Come down here. Okay, here's your micros, 55, 55. Okay, micro mini on S&P and on the Russell. For a day contract, $55. Standard contract, not options. Okay, there's your mini NASDAQ, your mini Dow, 55. And then once we get down here, on your currencies, they're a little bit more expensive. Okay, but you do, if you're day trading them, you get them at a discount. You see this? Get them at a discount. And then here's the micros. Okay, micro dollar, micro pound, micro euro, they're 55. They're 55. And I thought there was something else, but maybe I'm mistaken. That's probably, yeah. Okay, but all of this is on their website. Okay, all of that is on their website. So you can just go there, and then they also have a bunch of little videos, and they're all like 1 to 2 minutes long for specifically what you're looking for. So you don't have to watch like some 30-minute video and go, oh yeah, how do I set this up? Was that around minute 17? And try to find it. They're all just little like 1 to 2 minute videos on specific things. How to set your DOM up, how to trade on your DOM, how to set up bracket orders. You can do bracket orders on this. You can do, stops. You can do, they have OSO and OCO orders. Again, they set up hotkeys, just all kinds of stuff. There's too much to cover. But you can just go here. You can look at all the different features. Here's your pricing. There's your trading. Like I said, for funding. Okay, mailed check. Obviously, once they receive it, 3 days. Wire 1 day. ACH 5 days. And I'll tell you how to do it. Oh, they're frequently asked questions. They have tons of them, and then they give you the answers. These are categories. And then watch this. If I just click on any of them, look at all the questions. Okay. And, well, just click on one. It tells you. Okay. Here's all the different exchanges that you have access to. Okay. Go back. Go back. Again, these are just categories. Micro E-minis. Okay. Here's some questions. And then you can, what are the tick values? Right there it is. Micro E-mini, $1.25. It's 1/10 what the ES is, 1/10, because it's $12.50 for that. Now I know I'm jumping all around, but I want to show you something here. Let me come back. Margins. If you ever want to know anything, just click. And it tells you everything you need to know. Value per point, 50. Tick, okay, it's a quarter, 12.50. Trading hours, here's when it opens Central Time on Sunday, right? And here's where it closes, that would be on Friday. Okay, here's your clearing fee. Here's how much a day trading contract is. Here's your exchange fee, your NFA fee, and your clearing fee. So I know there's a lot of brokers out there, they try to negotiate with rates and certain things like that. Well, these things are sort of set. So what is that? That's 125 and 9 is 134. These are fees that have to be paid no matter what, $1.34. So whenever you see a broker and they're charging 225, or I'm just making something up, 225, or back in the day it was a lot more than that. Everything's become more competitive. This they have to pay. So the difference is what they're pocketing, right? If they're below that, so like if you're on a regular broker and they give you, say, a $1.25 rate, that means every time you buy and sell, they're paying 9 cents, right? Because you're not covering it, okay? But that's also why, now somebody like this, they're willing to do that commission-free thing for $2,400 a year, because they know that that's going to cover most of that. Okay, just depends, right, on how much you're trading. But again, you just click on anything. I'm going to pick out something I know nothing about. Let's see here. All right. Well, I've never traded hard red winter wheat. Okay, right here. Tells you everything you need to know. $50 per point. Okay, here's your tick, 1250. So actually, it's just like ES, 1250 per tick. Here's the month that is current. Here's your hours, right? There's your hours. There's the fees. You see this fee is actually a little bit higher. Here is if you're playing like swing trading it, you're going to have to pay that. And then here is if you're day trading it, you're going to pay that. So what, about half, right? About half on hard red winter wheat, which again, I know nothing about that. Okay, so come back over here. Oh man, look, that thing's really dropping. See up here? But obviously you wouldn't in a real trade, you wouldn't stay in it. You'd get out immediately. So I'm just going to sell, just get out of it.
Order filled.
Okay. And here's what it would do if you go the other way.
Order filled.
Here, I don't know if you guys can hear that when he says order filled. Okay. See what I was telling you before? Now that's telling you here's where you bought and that you're short. So a red triangle pointing down, that's the level you bought at and you're short. If it's green and pointing up, that's where you bought at and you're long. And then it gives you, here's your profit, there's your losses if it goes one direction or the other. Okay, so that's pretty much all I had for you today. I wanted to kind of discuss this. I wanted to show this to you. It's awesome that Tammy has already been using it. She's familiar with it. And I think, don't hold me to this, I don't know if it's somebody else in the premium room, but I know at least one other person in our community trades with TradeOvate because it was somebody in our community that asked me originally. They said, have you ever heard of TradeOvate? I know you like to play futures, specifically ES, might be something worth looking into. And so, you know, I kind of didn't at the time. I was kind of busy with some other stuff. Then I filed that away at the back of my mind. Then some professional, meaning that's all they do, day trading future scalpers that I know, I started to pay attention. They all, well, I shouldn't say they all, the ones I know, they use TradeOvate. Now, the one guy, he links it with TradingView. So his screen is TradingView, but when he's actually, because anybody who uses TradingView, you can execute trades right on their chart or screen. But when you're executing the trade, it's actually going through TradingView or TradeOvate. So the one guy I know, that's how he does it. The others that I know, they just trade right through this platform. Okay, unless you want to get real fancy, and I'm again, if you want to add a bunch of stuff to these charts, you can. I mean, I'm not into that, but you know, let's just say, oh, I don't know. Let's pick something out here. Say you want the RSI. Excuse me, I'm not even going to adjust it. There it is, right? And if you want something else, if you want Bollinger Bands, if you want some sort of channels, I probably have Keltner channels if you're into that kind of thing. You can put as much stuff on here as you want. That's just not like what I'm into. Now I gotta figure out how to get rid of them. Is it over here? Now I'll figure it out. Somewhere you go to get rid of it. Is it here? Yep, right there. Okay. So I just come down here, hit the trash can, and they're gone. Simple as that. But obviously, I've been using Thinkorswim for so long. I'll tell you how long I've been with Thinkorswim. I was with Scott Trade when Thinkorswim bottom out, or TD Ameritrade bottom out. So whenever that was, however many years ago that was, I've been with Thinkorswim ever since for my charting and analysis and all that kind of stuff. So whenever I go to something new, I have messed around a little bit with TradingView, so I'm a little bit familiar, but still, whenever you go to something new, it just feels odd, right? Because you have no muscle memory. So you got to get used to, okay, how does the screen move? Oh, that's right, I can just drag it around. I can click and drag, or I can scroll in and out, right? Now, the one thing you can't do is, like on Thinkorswim, you can't click your button and highlight just a certain percentage of the chart. You can't do that, because when you click, it drags the screen. So you just have to know that. But, oh, Chin, you started with Scottrade. So you know, right? Now, before that, like somebody had asked me a long time ago if I could remember all the different brokers I'd been with. Well, up until, it might have been Grayson. Up until recently, I'd only ever been with 3 brokers. And I've been trading for 28 years. I was with Charles Schwab for a long time. Then I was with Scottrade, and then Scottrade got bought out by TD Ameritrade, and I was with them up until like literally just recently. And now when Thinkorswim started having all the issues, and I'm not going to go into all that. You guys already know. I've ranted about it before. When they started having issues with accounts and messing with trade, trades were getting messed up and stuff, that's when I started looking for somebody else. Okay, so come back over and look again. I wasn't paying attention. I would be paying attention if I was trading. So it was red, and we just flipped it around to go short, and now look, now it's bouncing. Okay, but if I want to get out, now I have to buy, right? Okay, so if you went short, now you have to buy to get out. So you just hit that.
Order filled.
And you're out. Okay, now you're out. It's that quick. It'd be even quicker if I turn off the confirmation. As soon as you click it, you'd be out. All right. Okay. I don't see any other questions. So good luck to everybody as we finish the day. We actually been on here an hour and 24 minutes. I apologize for keeping you guys on so long, but we'll be back again tomorrow. I'll be checking in with everybody this evening to see how you're doing, and I'll keep you updated on how this journey goes. So everybody have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.